And it froze. That's nice.
Oh, hey, what would a day be without technical difficulties?
There it is. Welcome back to Fantasy Fanatics on SportsTownChicago.com. I'm Ryan Stuprich.
And I'm Ryan Risky.
And, again, we apologize for that, for the technical difficulties with the phone for some of that interview with Chris, because he has really good information, and it sucks that we couldn't get 100% of it. But anyway, let's take a look at our fantasy league, which is the Fantasy Fanatics League. Of course, it's a 10-team league, and me and Ryan Risky are in it as well, obviously.
I'm not happy with my team recently.
No, I haven't been happy with mine either. I mean, I'm more happy than you are because you've lost, is it 4 straight now?
Yep, that 6-game winning streak seems like it was in the dinosaur age.
So you're a team of streaks. You have the 6-game winning streak to start the season, and then the 4-game losing streak, and that puts you at 6-4. I'm 6-4. I pretty much traded wins and losses all year.
I thought that you won the past 2 weeks. I thought that I already had blown my division lead, and then I see we're tied for the division lead.
That's because Freeman's Fantasy beat me last week, and he beat me pretty handedly. Part of that was because my team just didn't do anything. They didn't really do anything at all. But this week, Cutler's Crew faces Tucker Wright in the Posey. He's 5-5. So if I lose, then me and him would be tied in our division. We are both in the Eastern Division.
Are you serious? There's a guy that's 1 game behind us now?
There's actually 2. Him and in Rogers We Trust, who is a sheesh.
Sheesh picks up 500 guys in the league. The funny thing is, in my other league, I'm 9-1.
Nice.
So
because if you're looking at the East, and I'm sorry, me and Ryan Risky are in the Western Division, not the East. Luke Wave and San Jose Wombats, which is my brother, they are both 8-2 and tied for the Eastern lead. After that, you have Freeman's Fantasy at 6-4, and
Luke Wave has a ridiculously good team. Like
he does. We thought it was going to backfire when he had all those tight ends, but I mean he does
Jimmy
have like
Graham
the 2
and
tight ends.
Gronk, and then he got Peyton Manning.
He did get Peyton Manning.
He didn't just get him in the first round. He got him after someone took Aaron Rodgers. So someone took a quarterback, but that wasn't Peyton Manning for the first quarterback taken.
Right. It's pretty interesting just to see. Taking a look at the West, I'm 6-4. Ryan Risky is 6-4. In Rogers we Trust, and Tucker Wright and the Posey are both 5-5. After that, Ryan Hoppy's team is not going to go anywhere.
What about the Vagabonds?
They finally got a win, but they're not going anywhere.
Who'd they beat?
Who did they beat? I'm going to take a look from last week's
They did not win.
They did. They have 1 win now. They beat Coco and Company, which is my friend Mark. He doesn't really play, I guess. I don't know. I don't talk to him anymore.
What was the score in that game?
The score was 80-37. So the Vagabonds had a pretty good game, scoring 80 points. I don't know if they've done that at all this year.
37?
37.
Wow, that makes my 45-point week and Freeman's 49-point
week
look
the
good.
thing is, he wasn't starting everybody. He didn't set his lineup, so that's where part of it goes. But there's a big game between you and my brother, San Jose Wombats.
I remember back when both me and him were 5-0. I was looking forward to that matchup. Because I wanted to give him his first loss, and now I just...
The projection totals are pretty close. 139, my brother's projected score 129, your projected score 119, so that's pretty much a toss-up as far as it is now. I'm supposed to blow out Tucker Wright and the Posey, but we'll see what happens. I was supposed to beat Andrew Freeman pretty handedly, too, and that didn't happen.
How many points did you score last week?
Last week I scored 76.
How much did Freeman get?
He had close to 100, maybe 101, something like that.
See, I played Ashish last week, and because of Aaron Rodgers, he put up the highest point total in the league for like any scoring week.
Sure, yeah.
Like I think he put up 100. I think Ashish got 160 points, which is like number 1 in the league for the whole season.
That I never. Yeah, no one's come close to that. I don't think.
I think crazy. I had a 140-point week once.
Back earlier in the season, I think you're right. I think
back when I was winning 6 in a row.
So now it's actually a real battle as far as who's going to be the 2 division leaders because you have a tie for first in the East and a tie for first in the West. So it's going to be exciting because the first 2 teams are going to get buys, Ryan Risky. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so I'm hoping my team can pull out its first win in a long time.
Yeah.
So you'd think that being on a 4-game losing streak, my season would be over.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take a look at your team real quick here before we go to break. You have Phillip Rivers starting at QB, good.
Yeah, he has been missed.
But now, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty obvious choice, especially because he's playing Oakland. Yeah, it's definitely a good move. You have Rashad Jennings and C.J. Anderson playing.
Who I picked both of them up off the market this week.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting C.J. Anderson because I have Joique Bell. He hasn't really done anything.
My revolving door at running back.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson's
Calvin
healthy.
Johnson is healthy and back, so that's a good sign. Julio Jones, I'm sure he'll have a good game against Carolina. Martellus Bennett, we'll have to see, but I think he could have a pretty good game, although he is questionable. I think he'll play Sunday, though. Keenan Allen, that's a pretty good guy to have in your flex.
And the funny thing is, when Des Bryant's not on a bye, Keenan Allen's my bench receiver.
Right. Yeah, because then, I was going to say, because you have Des Bryant, too. He's been a monster this year. And then taking a look at my team real quick, I have Andrew Luck starting, obviously, Matt Forte. I did pick up Shane Vereen, who you happened to drop, but I need help at my running game at any point,
I just felt that he's too much of a wild card because he doesn't run the ball, and you don't know what you're going to get out of him in the passing game all the time.
I agree. It's definitely going to be interesting. I have Demaryius Thomas, who I'm hoping can have a big breakout week this week. He hasn't done too well this year. Michael Crabtree, sort of the same thing with him. I do have Dwayne Allen, who's the tight end for the Colts. He's had a pretty good season this year. I'm hoping he can do something against the Patriots. Then I picked up Mike Evans this week as well for Tampa Bay. He's going to be against Washington, so I'm hoping I can get a couple touchdowns there. Then I'll be playing the Cardinals defense, not that really matters, but that could be a real battle, obviously, between the Cardinals and Lions. So, yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll have our picks for the Fantasy Fanatics NFL Week 11.
Did Freeman pick the Raiders again?
No, he didn't. I know that, and I hope nobody does. But you're listening to Fantasy Fanatics, SportsTownChicago.com.
She asked me, son, when
Welcome back to Fantasy Fanatics on SportsTownChicago.com. I'm Ryan Stuprich.
Ryan Risky.
And we are now going to go through our NFL Week 11 picks. But first, we're going to go through how we did last week. That would be NFL Week 10. We finally got to the double-digit weeks. I ended up winning 9 to 8 to 7. Ryan Risky only picked 7 correct. Andrew picked 8. I picked 9. So we didn't do as well this week. None of us did.
Let's go through the games real quick.
Yeah. The Thursday night game was the Browns at the Bengals. I picked the Browns.
I hate you, Andy Dalton.
Yeah, I picked the Browns. You two picked the Bengals, so I got a point there. Kansas City and Buffalo. You and me picked Kansas City. Andrew picked Buffalo. Kansas City won that game. Miami at Detroit. I was the only one to pick Detroit. Detroit got lucky, too, which means I got lucky, too. Dallas at Jacksonville. We all picked Dallas. That was pretty easy.
That was the Dallas Cowboys at London.
That's right, against the London Jaguars. 49ers at New Orleans. You and me picked New Orleans. Andrew picked the 49ers. He got that one right in overtime. And so that was a nail-biter for sure. Tennessee at Baltimore. We all picked Baltimore. Baltimore won pretty easily, I think. Pittsburgh at the Jets. We all picked Pittsburgh.
The Jets won.
The Jets ended up winning that, but at least we all picked it. So nobody got points out of that. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. I did pick Tampa Bay. You two picked Atlanta. You got points for that because the Falcons did win. Denver at Oakland. We all picked Denver. That's correct.
I'm so shocked Freeman didn't pick Oakland because he likes to pick them.
Are you? Let's see. We got St. Louis at Arizona. We all picked the Cardinals. Carson Palmer is out, but the Cardinals still won. Drew Stanton had a really exciting touchdown catch, a touchdown pass too. I forget who that was that caught that exciting diving catch. Giants at Seahawks. We all picked Seattle. That one was fairly easy as well. Chicago at Green Bay. I did not stay loyal to my Bears. I picked the Packers along with Andrew. Ryan Risky still stayed loyal and picked the Bears, but we got points out of that.
I did that out of stupidity.
Well, because if you would have got that, you still wouldn't have won, but you would have tied with Andrew, so that's exciting.
Still, I picked that out of stupidity.
Yeah,
I just felt like I can't pick Green Bay.
Yeah, no, it's always hard to pick Green Bay. Carolina at Philadelphia. We all picked Carolina for some reason, and Philadelphia blew them out.
We still thought this was the old Mark Sanchez that sucks.
Yeah, I was assuming. I still think that could happen at some point.
I mean, he was playing a bad defense.
He was. All right, NFL Week 11, here we go. We got Buffalo at Miami. Andrew picked Buffalo. Me and Ryan Risky picked Miami, so we each get a point there.
So we're already beating Andrew.
We already are beating Andrew.
When was the last time he was here?
That would have been a week.
4 weeks ago?
A week before Halloween. So we're going on almost a month. Minnesota at Chicago. Ryan Risky, you are going with the Bears.
I absolutely am going with the Bears. I'm going to the game, so that would make me look like a moron if I don't pick them to win when I'm going.
Once again, I always want the Bears to win, but I am picking against them, and I am picking the Minnesota Vikings, and so is Andrew Freeman. So that is that.
Maybe you guys think the Bears are a lot worse than I do, and I think they're a bad team.
Right.
You must think they're just a tad worse than I do. I can't see the Vikings beating them.
It's more about the Vikings being an underdog, surprising team. I mean, they do have Teddy Bridgewater, and I do like him a lot. I think he should have been starting the season to begin with. I mean, screw Castle, screw Ponder, screw all those people that they've had in the past, right? I mean,
seriously. I mean, they don't even have Adrian Peterson.
I know.
Teddy's doing a good job, though, for not really having a great receiving cast.
He definitely is, and I really do like him a lot. So, Risky's going with the Bears. Me and Andrew are going with the Vikings, although I do want the Bears to win, so I will sacrifice a point if the Bears win, but that's okay.
You know, I picked the Bears to win a lot this year.
You do, and that's not turning out to be a good thing as you can look at the Bears' record. But
I think the only game I picked the Bears to lose, I don't think I picked I think it may have been the Patriots game.
I think I picked the Bears against the Patriots, and that was a big mistake. All right.
Well, hey, you can get some sort of sympathy because I picked the Bears last week.
That's true. All right, Houston at Cleveland. Who you going with, Ryan Risky?
Houston. I think Ryan Mallett's going to make a name for himself.
Andrew and I are going with the Cleveland Browns. I just think the Browns are one of those teams that aren't going to, you
don't think they're going to win, except then they keep winning.
Yeah, exactly. And I have picked against them a lot in the past, so I'm picking them now. They have a home game. They could improve to 7-3, which would be one game better than the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that would be something. So yeah, me and Andrew are going with the Browns. Seattle at Kansas City.
I think I'm going to have to go with Kansas City. I know that it's tough to pick against Seattle, except Marshawn Lynch is injured right now. He's questionable to play. And if he does that, I think Kansas City will be able to shut him down. I mean, it'll be a low-scoring, close game, except when you have to force Russell Wilson to throw the ball to make plays,
yeah,
it's not going to do good. And they got a young defense that's athletic, so they'll be able to shut him down in the running game. It's not like they're old and can't stop a running quarterback.
Now, I said some of this yesterday. I just think Alex Smith is too smart. He's a very smart quarterback. He's a veteran type. I think he's not going to make any mistakes. He's not going to be throwing interceptions to that good Seahawks defense like a lot of teams do.
Because he's not going to be hurling it deep down the field for Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, and Richard Sherman to pick off.
Right. So I am also going with Kansas City. Also, I love the Chiefs. I'm a big Chiefs fan. Sort of. So
I wonder if Martellus Bennett's brother Michael thinks that Martellus is an idiot for trying to lure him to Chicago.
Right now, he probably does. Andrew Freeman is going with the Seahawks. This is really a toss-up game, too.
It is.
It's going to be close,
right?
Because they're both 6-3.
Although Michael would have been a much better signing than Lamar Houston, he'd probably be making more of an impact.
Well, anybody would have been more now because Houston's not even playing. So
he's only has the second biggest contract on the team.
Yeah, exactly. Atlanta at Carolina. Who are you going with?
Atlanta.
You are going with Atlanta. Okay.
I think Matt Ryan's gonna get it done. He's been getting it done. He hasn't been getting it done like the way Matt Ryan usually does by throwing for a lot of yards, touchdowns. He's been getting it done by throwing for only like 220 yards recently.
I am also going with Atlanta.
Because the Carolina defense is just so bad now.
Right. I just think Atlanta, can get something going these last weeks of the season. I don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs, obviously, but they definitely could win a couple of these games, and I think a game that they'll definitely win in their division would be against the Carolina Panthers. And Andrew is also going with the Falcons, so we're all going with the Falcons.
Yeah, we picked the Panthers too many times this year.
Yes, we have. Cincinnati at New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Andy Dalton's just
too. Not having a good year. The Bengals' defense isn't playing well when Andy Dalton's playing terrible. Giovanni Bernard's out again, or likely out again, and Drew Brees is getting his season going.